Aloha and welcome to this second week of work on application design, focusing on the use of Meteor. And you're going to learn a lot about design, whether you want to or not this week. It's a pretty cool week. There's a lot going on. I don't expect you to kind of assimilate it all perfectly this week, but you'll get a start on it, and then there's going to be a couple more weeks of kind of working with this material to really nail it in. But I think hopefully this is a pretty interesting way to learn more about Meteor. Last week you were going through the motions. You weren't really doing anything but just kind of typing along with someone else. And this week I'm going to ask a little bit more of you. But it's going to start by having you look at a couple applications that I've built. One called Meteor Application Template, which is a sample application that illustrates how to lay out your directory structure as is the current best practice, standard set of Meteor packages, some simple authorization and authentication, simple quality assurance. And the nice thing is that when you build your applications off of this template, you get a lot of stuff going for free really quickly. So basically the very first thing I want you to do is download this application, run it, and then watch way at the end a 27-minute screencast that walks you through that. So this is the first thing you need to do for this module. And then following that, I have another one called Meteor Example Form, which is itself based upon Meteor Application Template, but focuses on getting user input from forms and then displaying data that you have back to the user in a way that it can be updated, also using forms. And to understand that, you're going to learn more about Blaze, which is the templating engine, semantic UI, simple schema, and these things called reactive dictionaries. So this is really important. And again, just like before, there's stuff to read, and then at the end there's a 19-minute screencast. So there's about an hour of screencasts right here. How do I get an hour? 27 plus 19. That's not an hour, but it's there's a fair amount of there's a couple hours work for each of these, just downloading, running, watching the screencast, trying to understand it. Those are the two primary things. Then there's a bunch of other documentation. You don't necessarily need to read this stuff right away. I would skim through it, I think, just to kind of have it be in your brain. I would read through it. You're not going to understand everything initially, but look through it so you know it's there. And then there's this thing called Digits, which is an application you're going to build, and I'm building it in 6 parts. Okay, and if you look at the schedule page, these start being due kind of almost the first day, and so I want you to kind of get going on this so that each of them I think they generally take me about 15 to 20 minutes for each of these. So it's not a lot of work, but you may have to repeat this a couple times, to kind of understand what's going on. And you'll also want to install the handlebars plugin to IntelliJ, which will make things a lot easier for you. So you go through these 6 parts, and then you do a reflection. And by the end of it, I think that you will have a much better understanding of the core concepts in Meteor, the idea of reactivity, the idea of templates, the idea of collections, and how all those things kind of fit together. It's kind of complicated, and it will be something that you'll continue to be working on for the remainder of the semester as you build your final project. So I don't expect you to be a Meteor ninja by the end of this week. Nobody is. But I'm hoping that by going through this process of building this Digits application, you'll start to have a certain comfort level with the fundamental concepts in Meteor.